What is a filmmaker?
Filmmaker. What is a filmmaker? A person who directs or produces movies for the theater or television. You see the word all around the world. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. But what does it really mean to you?
If you clicked on this video, I'm sure you're asking yourself the exact same thing. This idea of wanting to be a filmmaker and turning it into a reality, it wasn't a dream that I had when I was younger. It wasn't even an option. And to be honest, now that I look back, I actually wanted to be a garbage man. You know, those people who pick up your trash every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know what day it is for you, but for me, it was Thursdays. So like every Thursday, I would wake up at 6:30 on the dot. I would run downstairs. And as soon as I got downstairs, I wouldn't move from the couch for like 30 minutes because I knew that's when all the trucks would be making their rounds. My favorite part was when they would have a bunch of trash, collected, and then they'd like hit that little button and go like all the way up, and then they would empty it out. And then as they drive away, it like comes down. At the time, I thought it was like the coolest thing in the whole world. Okay, anyway, if you just look at the landscape of creators nowadays, there are so many people that like to label themselves as filmmakers, photographers, directors, whatever you could think of, and myself included. It seems like everywhere I look, everyone, everywhere has that in their bio. And again, I do too, but I think it's an important note to keep in mind that everyone likes to label themselves as filmmakers. With that being said, the question that I like to ask myself, or I find myself lingering on as I'm making videos like this or just out and about shooting for clients or myself, what is a filmmaker? Am I really a filmmaker? What does it really mean to me? Because if someone goes on my bio and sees me labeling myself as a filmmaker, if you were to click off this video and go to my Instagram bio, see that I have like filmmaker on there, I don't want to label myself as something that I can't describe or find meaning behind. That just feels too disingenuous to me, hence why I am making this video. Because based off of all the work that I've done for myself and for others up until this point, compared to like big budget movie filmmakers or those who do have a huge audience online that can rightfully so label themselves as filmmakers, my work is nowhere near their work. I mean, it's not even close. It's not at the point yet at which I personally would even be happy with, and it's not being recognized enough. I don't have enough skin in the game to have built a big audience and really like tenure in my profession. I don't have that yet. I have a lot to learn. I have to hone my craft. I have to grow, develop, learn tricks of the trade. I need to put in, rightfully so, my 10,000 hours, because if you guys are new, I've only been doing this for 11 months now. September next month will be a full year since when I bought this camera. At the end of the day, the word filmmaking, it's really subjective to each their own. This has been something that I've been thinking about a lot, and it's that just because you aren't always making the most visually appealing art or have the best editing or the most authentic cinematography, that doesn't mean that you aren't a filmmaker. It doesn't mean that what you're creating is not filmmaking by definition, because it is to you, and that's all that's important. There are so many endless days where I'm just up thinking throughout the day or even at night that Jesus Christ, I suck at this. There are so many people who have done more in a shorter period of time, where their skill level is exponentially higher than where I am at. And because of that, I get caught into wanting everything to be curated and look perfect rather than just appreciate the progress that I've made over the last 9, 10, 11 months, whatever it is. So here's how I view filmmaking and what my definition is as someone who, again, considers himself an extreme beginner. I wrote this down on my phone, so I'm gonna read it to you guys. Filmmaking is the art of documenting any story, whether it be your own or someone else's, that makes someone feel something. Just something. That is it. Whether you have a $10,000 cinematography rig, whether you have your iPhone, an Android, a camcorder, all is fair in the game of filmmaking. Just one thing: tell a story. The key word in that definition is story. Whenever I make a piece like this, short form video for someone else, that's what I try to keep in mind. That's what I try to practice. How can I tell a good story that someone will actually enjoy? When I have a camera in my hand, I'm asking and wondering to myself, how can I tell a story with a photo? How can I tell a story with my words, how I articulate myself? How am I able to tell a story within every single frame of a video that I'm trying to make? Because let's face it, you, me, and everyone else in the world, no one else gets moved more emotionally than a good fucking story. So if you've made it this far into the video, you're probably sitting there on the couch asking yourself, oh, I don't have enough opportunities. I don't know how to create my own opportunities. I still don't know if I'm a filmmaker or if I even have the skill to be a good one. I'll just say this. First off, I think you're lying to yourself. I really think we all lie to ourselves and undersell ourselves in terms of how good we can be as storytellers. There is a story inside of you in every single phase of your life. There are so many stories inside of you that you haven't shared to your friends, your family, work, coworkers. It could be anyone. I just fuck all that. Stories that you haven't shared with the world. The things you remember as a kid, what happened to you in middle school, all the things you learned in high school, what the process was like being in college and then entering into the workforce, building your own business, shit, being homeless. Anything in this world could be turned into a really, really good story, and that's what filmmaking is all about. A great quote or phrase that I like to remember is that the graveyard or the cemetery is the richest place in the entire world. Books that have never been written, songs that have never been sung, inventions that were never shared, cures that have never been discovered, companies that were never started, masterpieces that were never painted, and films that were never started. And this literally applies to every single human being in the entire world. You have an idea, I have an idea, we all have ideas, but none of it really means shit if you don't actually start and put one step in front of the other to just try something. So please take it from me, a nobody with a dream to be a good photographer and filmmaker one day. It starts with sharing one story, and then that'll turn into another and another and another. And if you want to be a creative, try doing that. Try sharing one small story at a time, and I promise the growth that you will feel internally and the love that you will get externally will motivate you more than I feel like you ever will be motivated ever again. The relationships that I've built, the love that I've gotten, there's some hate, but the love majority that I've gotten, it fuels me and it keeps me wanting to make more and more videos as I get older. This is the hardest it's going to get. For you, for me, sitting down, finding an idea, writing it, hitting that record button, and then that anxiety you feel when you have created something beautiful and you want to share it with the world. It doesn't get any harder than that. But once you do it once, it'll have a domino effect for the rest of your life. So remember, you are a filmmaker. You always have been. But remember, only those who get to actually label and call themselves a filmmaker were those who took the risk to start, press publish, press share, and they started with just one story. Yeah. We're all filmmakers. We just have to fail forward. Fail forward. That's it. All right. Much love. Take care. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.